Did you just blow it up, dude? Like, what was all that?
All that fire and stuff.
It looked like a diesel for about a half a second.
It's got a lot of glowing going on in the muffler.
What's up, everybody? I'm John.
I'm Isaac.
And on today's episode of Cars and Cameras, we have a vintage, low-buck Briggs and Stratton mini bike build.
So I love the look of this vintage bike, and it was on the cheap, 20 bucks, and that Tecumseh came with the bike. That's a 3.5 horse. We're gonna upgrade it with a 5 horse. We don't even know if this thing runs, so we need to find out. See all that play there, buddy?
Yep.
You know this carburetor has seen some time, and it is not going to run right with all that play. That is a vacuum leak. If we get it running, it's either going to stall or it's going to run at a high idle. Oh yeah, we need to check the oil in this thing. It wasn't tight. Hey, it doesn't look bad. It's a little low, but look, it looks clean.
Not even tight.
It's not oil fouled. Let's see if she got some spark. Something tells me it doesn't. It's got compression.
That's good.
Yeah, but no spark. Yep, alright. This thing most likely has points, so we're going to have to pull the cover, pull the flywheel, and there's going to be a cover under there with points.
Let's clean them up.
We have this nice table that we're working on where we don't have to work on the floor. I don't mind working on the floor. Do you mind working on the floor, dude?
Not really.
It's not too bad. Now, I know that there's a way that we can tell like the age of this engine by the part number on the cover. Is this thing a 5 horse?
GoPowersports.com hooked us up with all kinds of parts for this low-buck mini bike build, including a seat, chain, clutch, most importantly, a carburetor. Of course, we're going to see if this engine runs the way it is now.
Yeah, there's gonna be some points under there, dude.
This is our first Briggs engine with points, man.
Your first Briggs engine with points, not mine. Look at that. Bam. There they are. Points. Alright, dude. The points are very badly corroded up. And another thing I've noticed is the wire is melted. The wire going up to the coil, which tells me this engine's been overheated. And looking at the cooling fins, they are slam clogged up with oil and dirt. So this engine might not be any good, dude.
It is a 1973 we
Yeah.
found out, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's older than me. It is what, 46 years old?
Yes, sir.
This engine is 46 years old. That is awesome.
So we're going to clean up the points, clean out the
Cooling
fins, slam it back together.
Yes, sir.
Put some gas in it, man. Let's see what happens. It idles, right?
Yeah.
Did you just blow it up, dude? Like, what was all that?
all that fire and stuff.
It looked like a diesel for about a half a second.
It's got a lot of glowing going on in the muffler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try cranking it up again?
Dude, is it idle? I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
You want to try? It's not taking the gas real good, but we
Yeah,
can
let's
play
try it.
around with it some.
Sure. Yeah, it's not smoking that much.
There's definitely carburetor issues.
That's a given, man. This thing is a 73.
I really don't feel like wasting money and putting that new diaphragm in there with all this extra play. It's shot. So you want to just throw a Makuni on it and a header?
I really do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, originality would be better with that, but I mean, if you're actually going to use it, just put a new carburetor on it.
I really like the look of the tank and the carburetor on that mini bike. But we don't have any good carburetors.
No.
Every single one of them are like that, wore out.
Yep.
So, Makuni?
So swap it. This little 5-horse Briggs is awesome because it's an old one, man. It's from 1973. It runs, and it doesn't seem to be smoking at the moment. The thing is, the carburetor's pretty worn out. I mean, it idled okay, but as we mentioned before, we have that play right there, which, as you mentioned, is a vacuum leak. So we're going to be upgrading with a 22mm Makuni carburetor from GoPowersports.com. If we wanted pure originality, we'd go out and rebuild that original carburetor, but I mean, if we just want it to run and work and make more power, we're going to be using this Makuni 22 from Go Power Sports. So we've had this little carburetor on a Stage 1 212, we've had it on a 6-horse Tecumseh, we've had it on a 5-horse Briggs before, and it seems to be an awesome upgrade from a factory carburetor. If you get into like a cam or headwork, or when you're turning more than, I'm going to say, 6,500 RPM, you're going to want a bigger carburetor. But with something like this, that's going to be a great upgrade for us right now.
Yep.
So check that carburetor out at a link in the description of this video. Let's go ahead and fab up an intake manifold and get this thing on the bike. Out of the few Briggs engines I've worked on, I've never seen that corkscrew in that carburetor.
Oh, that's right. We hadn't, have we?
Nope.
But back in the day, how long ago has it been? 32 years ago. Yeah, like 32 years ago, I would take these little pieces of metal out of the carburetor for performance reasons.
We have the clutch installed. Ike has everything mocked up for an intake manifold, so he's going to get to welding. I'm going to wipe down the chassis and hit it with some matte clear coat.
Our Hot Rod Mouse mini bike is coming along pretty well. The more I work on it, the more it grows on me. I just love the look of it. We put a photo up on Instagram, and you guys came through. This is apparently a Duster chopper from the mid-1970s. I think you could have bought one of these at JCPenney, which is hilarious by today's standards. So now it seems very fitting that our Briggs and Stratton engine from 1973 gets mated to our mini bike chassis from 1974 and 1975. The one thing, the Achilles heel of this bike, is that the engine is dangling off of one side of the chassis, and it looks goofy. So in a future episode, we're probably going to be adding a jack shaft, moving the engine forward, and centering it up. But that's a couple hours of work just for basically looks.
Not welding the chassis.
Yes.
I'm thinking a plate underneath the engine with the jack shaft mounted to that plate. So that ought to be pretty cool.
Yep. We're going to keep working over here, mounting a fuel tank, air filter, chain. We're right there.
perfect fit. It's nice and tight. Someone lined the inside of the tank. We're gonna need a filter, but I want to hear it run. We'll just turn off the petcock after we run it and get a filter. All right, dude.
Ready?
Turn on the fuel. So I'm in a real hurry to hear this thing run. So we're not running a filter, but before we do any like riding, we're gonna have a new filter and a new petcock.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Need to idle it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I really don't see a lot of smoke yet.
Yep. It's got a new carburetor, man.
Yeah, but
It should idle.
not a new engine.
Yeah. Man, the exhaust looks goofy, but if it doesn't sound good,
It sounds pretty good.
I mean, we're gonna cut it, but
Oh,
yeah. Well, cool, man. That's a win. So let's go get our
Hardware
fuel
for the
cutoff,
seat.
fuel filter, bolts for the seat, cut the exhaust. We're ready to ride.
here we go, buddy.
So the pegs are a little cockeyed because the brackets we mounted them to were actually added to the mini bike after the fact. It was some kind of
Not by us.
add-on. Yeah, not by us, but by a previous owner. It looks cool. It rides so awkward though, just sitting on it. Feels like you're gonna fall off the back. So I think we might need a custom seat for this application, but I think I'm ready to take it around the block and see what we can do.
Dude, I can't even get on it. I feel like I'm about to slide off the back of this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see if I can get on it one time.
Considering this bike and engine are from the mid to early 1970s, I think it runs amazingly well. Of course, you're not going to go out and race with this bike. It's a cruiser and it's a show bike. I really love the look of it though. The patina, the hot rod mouse. So $20 in the engine, $20 in the chassis, and some parts from GoPowersports.com, and we were able to slam together a sweet cruiser mini bike. And honestly, it makes me want to to start a meet about just street cruiser mini bikes. I think that would be cool to have a meet at the beach with old mini bikes
Ooh,
during
that
the
would be
summer,
cool.
dude. Oh, that would be great. So even though this bike is a cruiser, next time we're still going to take it out for a thrash, see how fast it'll go, and all of that good stuff. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to Cars and Cameras for future updates. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video today. And for sneak peeks on our future projects, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Cars and Cameras Reviews. We took a little bit of a break from the tot rod this week. I keep forgetting the name. I love that so much.
I like that.
We're waiting on some parts for that. The metal shops decided to shut down for like 2 weeks for the holidays, which is fine, and we just didn't know.
Yeah.
So updates on that coming very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ike,
Oh, check me out at Isaac. It'll be fine.
thanks for watching, guys. Of course, we got to thank our sponsor, GoPowersports.com. If you're looking for parts for your mini bike, old or new, go-kart, buggy, anything in the power sports genre, give them a call. Let them know that Cars and Cameras sent you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
One more thing, man.
Yeah.
The fire sale Beetle. Give us an update.
Well, I enjoyed the car, but while driving it, I noticed that the rust from the fire is just kind of taking over the car, and I just don't need an older Beetle rusting away in my yard. So I got rid of it. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, if they're going to drive it or if they're going to use it for parts, but I got rid of it, and they just hadn't come and got it yet.
Cool, man. It's a cool car. It's just too bad about the fire.
Yeah, I liked the car.